Hello, and welcome. Welcome to my channel. Thank you for being here. I am so excited about this project. It's been on my to-do list for quite a while now. I am showing you our old dining room / kitchen table. So the top is pretty beat up. There's some crumbs. It's got a ton of dents, a ton of nicks, I should say, a lot of scratches. There is the bottom. Bottom's in great shape. The structure of the table is in beautiful shape. It's a solid wood table. Just wasn't a fan of the top color anymore, and definitely was seen better days with the kids. This table is 20 plus years old. When we lived in our original home, that my husband and I bought together when we first moved in together, this table, along with the chairs we had to go with it, was our kitchen set. But in that home, we didn't have a dining room. So I wanted kind of a little more of a nicer looking table and chairs, and that's why I had decided to go with this. And at the time, I was totally into the oaks and the darker tones and all that, the browns. I was super into cranberry for a while. I was super into like the dark greens. I was very much into the warm tones. And this table has stood the test of time. It was our kitchen table then. Then when we moved into our home that we are in now, currently, which is almost 13 years, this was in our dining room at the time. So this became our dining room table. And then we've since gotten a new dining room table and moved our dining room. And then we moved this table back into our kitchen. So if you followed the bouncing ball, this table eventually wound up back to being a kitchen table. But we had the leaf in it when we had it in the kitchen. And I decided that our kitchen space just didn't warrant a table of this size. And our chairs were very oversized. So I did sell those, currently in the process of selling those on Facebook Marketplace. I would love to do something with them. We don't have the space for them. They're going to be well loved by some new owners. So they're going to go off, and I did purchase some new chairs, which I'm super excited about getting. I wanted to do a DIY, but I just couldn't come across the ones that I wanted to. So I just went ahead and ordered some new chairs. So hopefully we will like the look of those. Anyway, so we had taken the leaf out and made it into a circular table, which is going to work perfect in that space. And I just wanted to get this table back to this natural, beautiful wood color. I wasn't sure. This is the first time I've ever done something on this scale. I've never removed, old varnish or old stain or old anything to kind of see what was underneath. So I went into this with some hesitation that if I screw this up, we're going to be purchasing a new kitchen table. But I started out, the leaf you could see here behind the table is actually on the floor. So that is the leaf of the table. And that's what I started out with to kind of do a test run. And oh my goodness, this color is the exact color that I wanted the table to be. And I thought I was going to have to work a little bit harder to get there. But boy, oh boy, I was so excited when I started on the leaf and I saw the color. I was like, yes, it's a go. We are doing this full steam ahead. So I'm using my husband's belt sander. Just does a quicker job of it. I mean, it still took time. This probably took over the course of a night, 3 to 4 hours. And my husband did pop in and out, help lending me a hand from time to time. So I just got this all done. And I wasn't planning on even doing the leaf on the table. I was just kind of going to keep it, but, I don't know. I wasn't planning on really using it. But when I saw this color, I thought to myself, you know what, let me just do the same thing on the leaf. And that way, if we do ever need to extend the table for whatever reason, I have it and it'll all match. So while I'm doing the process of the table, I also do the leaf, which is currently on the ground. But I was so excited about this color. It's exactly what I wanted. I do go ahead, and you'll see later in the video, do a bleaching technique to get it a little bit whiter, but it doesn't really change the color much. You'll see later on. It comes out so beautiful. So I'm using the belt sander, and my husband's using the orbital sander. to just kind of do the round curvature of the end. Now I'm not hitting the black part. The pedestal of this table, along with a small trim on the bottom of the table, is black, and I'm going to leave that black. I love the black. That's my vibe right now. This light wood color with the nice dark black wood is my jam. So we are not touching the black portion of this, and the sander is not disrupting it or anything. So we were just good enough to leave well enough alone with that. So we are just taking the curve of the table. There was a little indent on this table, and I think I do show you at some point, where I had to hand sand the little kind of, you'll see, it's like an indent that goes around the table. And it's just too fine to be able to get the sander in. So I did take some just regular good old sandpaper and did that by hand. But I'm just finishing this up now, and you'll see I'm wearing one of these respirator masks, and I'm pretty sure I'm not wearing it correctly. And when I say wearing it correctly, I mean like I pretty much couldn't breathe. So I think I was extra safe, because I don't even think I had like the air hole open. This was like a super humid, muggy night. I was doing it in my garage because it was an on and off kind of rainy day. So we started in the garage and we finished this part in the garage. The garage is open for ventilation and all that. But I think here I'm going to show you that. Yep. So this is the little, and look at me. Oh my God, I'm like a big sandy mess. But this is the groove that I was talking about that I'm just going to go back at and hand do. So once all the sanding was done, the next day I went ahead and I toyed with doing this. I love the color so much that I didn't know that if it was necessary for me to do the bleach, but I went ahead and did it anyway. So this day started off nice and bright and hot and sunny, which is what you want to get the job done quicker. That way, because I'm going to be doing 3 coats of this. So basically what it is, it's just regular bleach in a cup. I do believe I have outdoor bleach, which I don't really know if it makes a big difference, but the bleach did say for outdoor bleach. So I just poured some of that in a cup, and I'm just using one of these little sponge foam brushes to just paint it on, essentially. And you want to let it dry in between coats, which was super quick and easy because, like I said, it was a nice sunny hot day. We were doing this outside. And I'm just making sure to get all around the rim of the table and the indent table. And honestly, I got this idea from Pinterest. I had seen a lot of people doing, funny enough, I saw a lot of people using oven cleaner to take the top, the original top color off of the table. And when I had said that to my husband, I said, hon, is there like a reason to use the oven cleaner versus just going ahead and sanding it? And his response to me was, did Norm Abrams ever use oven cleaner? And if you're an This Old House fan, then you'll know Norm. And obviously Norm never used oven cleaner. He just went straight for the sander. So I did not do the oven cleaner. I actually have to return that to Walmart. But I did go ahead with this bleaching technique. And I'll tell you, it did give it a subtle lightness that I really did like. So I did 3 coats of that on the table as well as the leaf. And now I am sanding. After the 3rd coat of bleach is dry, we brought everything back into the garage because we did have a little bit of a rainstorm come through. And I am sanding the top of the table with my orbital sander because we didn't need too much power. The table, obviously we're not removing any more color. We're just smoothing out at this point. So I'm just using my orbital sander quickly to go around after that 3rd coat of bleach. And like I said, was this a necessary thing to do? Probably not. I don't know that it changed the color all that much. But I did like the subtle lightness that it brought to the wood. And I was just afraid it was going to turn the wood too white, but it didn't. 3 coats of the bleach and it didn't. I could have went for more. And this is another storm that was rolling by. It was getting mighty dark outside. I actually think I catch some lightning on the camera too. While I was doing this, it scared the daylights out of me. But we had a nice, pretty rainstorm. I was hoping for a rainbow. Yeah, there it was. And I backed away and went in the house because I was like, okay, no. So we waited for the rain to go away. And now we're back at it. And I am now sanding the leaf that I also did 3 coats of bleach on. And after I did that, I am just taking a microfiber cloth. These are like just cloths we keep in the garage for cleaning the car or whatever. Just kind of like a rag. And I'm just making sure to get all the dust off, all the sand off. There isn't really too much debris now, but just making sure we have a nice, smooth, dustless finish before we go ahead with our top coat. And with the top coat, I have to tell you, I did a lot of research on the best thing to use. My usual go-to when I'm doing any wood projects is polyacrylic, but this General Finishes High Performance Flat is what I kept coming across the most for the best durable, kind of sealant for projects where you're wanting to, actually use the wood. Like we're going to be using this table. This is going to be our kitchen table. So I wanted it to be, I wanted it to be able to hold up and withstand usage, So this is the first time I'm using this, and it did take me a minute to realize how it went on. It does not go on like a polyacrylic, in my opinion anyway. Oops, sorry, dog saw something. First of all, the wood was pretty much drinking it up, so I should have probably went on with a heavier hand the first go around. You are going to do this 3 times. I believe the can recommends 2 to 3 times. I did go ahead and do 3. It almost has like a waxy consistency to it when you're putting it on. It's very interesting. It's very different than a polyacrylic that kind of just, to me, goes on like water, but it definitely has a different texture to it. A little bit of like a thicker texture. And I'm just going across the top. And of course, you always want to go with the grain of the wood. And then when I put it on, this was the other thing about it. I didn't want anything that was going to yellow the wood or change the color of the wood. I really, really wanted to keep the natural color. So that was another thing that I saw with this particular General Finishes top coat, that people said it does not change the color of your wood, and it did not. When I was first putting it on, and obviously it's a little wet, it did darken slightly, and I did get a little nervous, but it didn't. It dried down to the exact color, and then when you go ahead and sand in between coats, it's like you never put anything on. It was the same exact color. So like I said, you're going to give a good, nothing crazy, but a good sanding in between coats. And in between coats, I want to say was about 2 to 3 hours. So this was a little bit of a process. I believe I did this over 2 days. Because you really want to make sure that is dried down. And we had I wish I could have taken this table out and made it a little quicker, have it sit in the sun, but we were just having so much on and off rainstorms, and it was super humid and muggy. So it took a little bit longer to dry than maybe it wouldn't have if it wasn't so muggy out. But I did wait 2 to 3 hours between coats and sanded between coats. And I am very happy with how it came out. This must be the next day. So this is between the 2nd and 3rd coat, I believe. And then obviously, yes, after you do your sanding, you want to, again, just get off any debris or any sand or dust that may have gotten on the top of it. Now, this is where I'm a little bit still questioning what I should do. Did it seal the top? Yes. Is it a smooth finish? Yes. Is the color exactly how I want it? Yes. But if anything was to spill on the table, especially anything of color, juice, wine, anything, I feel like the wood will 100% absorb it. So with that being said, of course I can buy a glass top. They're quite expensive. We've looked into it. For now, I've gotten something off Amazon. It's kind of like a plasticky, kind of just round protective layer that I am going to use for now in the meantime until I figure out what I want to do. because like I said, this is our kitchen table. It's going to get heavily used. But I do want to give it some type of, I don't even know if I'm saying this right, a shellac or some type of glaze or something where I know if something spills, it cannot absorb into the wood. I can just wipe it right back up. But like I said, that'll be for another time. I am very happy with how it came out. And this is it back in my kitchen setting. I did get a new light fixture, which I'm also very excited about. Just screwing some light bulbs into there. And I am so happy with how this came out. And if anything you get out of this video, I hope that if you have a piece of furniture or something that you're like, ugh, you're over, it was something you liked 10 plus years ago and your styles are changing, doesn't necessarily mean you need a whole new table. It's, you can give it a new life. And I love doing that. And I love being able to now get another maybe 10 plus years out of this table. We'll see. And even though I don't have the clear piece to put over the table yet, I was super excited to decorate it. So I found this kind of wooden charger at Target, and I thought it matched the wood so perfectly. It literally looks like it's like an elevated piece that's like goes with the table. And I love that. And these are just our plates and chargers and that I was using on, when the table was a different color. And I found these super cute flag plates at Hobby Lobby, and they were 90% off. I was shocked that when I went back, because it was not the day after the 4th of July, and usually I feel like everything is swiped, but I found couple little super cute 4th of July decor at 90% off, and I keep my 4th of July stuff up through July, so I was able to enjoy it. If you like this video, love for you to give me a thumbs up, and come on, subscribe, hang out with me, stay a while, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.